Well, hello, and welcome to SEO Shorts, a private podcast by the very same co-hosts of the Simple and Smart SEO Show, Brittany and Crystal.
Here, you can experience way more actionable episodes. Think of them as mini SEO masterminds. Each week, we'll be walking you through a different task that supports your SEO strategy.
You'll learn exactly how to take simple and smart action with step-by-step walkthroughs and quick explanations of how your effort will impact your business's searchability.
And now, it's time for this week's SEO Short.
Welcome back. I don't know where that came from, but hi, thank you for tuning into SEO Short. I feel like these things are just like awkward stuff, like whatever, we'll get it out of the way.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That's good to know. I usually, when I've been nannying and babysitting, I'm like, I'm not going to sing to you because I don't feel like I have such a great voice. So we're just going to make this goofy. And that's kind of the angle that I take with it.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if you feel like you're nannying and babysitting me or if you're just making reference to a memory, but that's okay.
Making reference to a memory for clarification. All right, let's just get into this, shall we? Actually, you know what? Here's a good segue. I should go back and ask the children that I nannied and babysat if they liked my singing. And you know what that would be? That would be a testimonial.
Ooh, nice tie-in.
My work here is done, friend. Okay.
Well done.
We are talking about testimonials today, the importance of them, how do we get good ones, and then how do we use them? This is something that's come up a lot. And if I may be so mean to put you on the spot, Crystal was saying that she kind of feels like this is an area she's working on. So I was like, let's workshop this.
Yeah. So I was thinking, ideally, just like anything else, it's really important to start with the end in mind, kind of like, okay, what's the outcome I'm trying to experience here? But I also want to point out, just like we talked about in a previous episode, you can always go back and optimize what you have, and you can always go back and pull from what already exists. But if I'm thinking from the mindset of, okay, how can I make this better for the future? There's been a couple of different ideas I've had that I haven't really followed up on. So one of them is creating some sort of back-end email sequence to get testimonials and reviews.
Yes. Highly recommend.
Yep. And also using ads to do this. I know this is going way crazy, but I think about what Ashley Chanel said back in one of our Simple and Smart SEO podcasts, and, just like retargeting people who've purchased from us and, just saying, hey, thank you for purchasing from us. And then, hey, would you leave a review? And, something really fun like that. I thought that might be kind of cool, because they say your best customers a lot of times are your return customers. And if you can increase their lifetime order value, particularly in e-commerce, then, that's where you want to focus. So those two things. And then the last thing was actually using a video app to, send a personalized message to a customer to say, hey, thanks for purchasing from us. Would love to hear what you thought, how it's going. Could you leave a review here? That type of thing.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And actually, what you made me think of is I use Voxer a lot. I got you over there. I love Voxer. And there's a way that our friend Brenna McGowan uses Voxer memos in her emails. And I loved it so much. I was like, how do you do this thing? And she was nice enough. She created a template and she was like, oh, here you go. So I've done that. I did that with the case study training. I don't think I've done that in a while, maybe ever, with my regular email list. But that would be something I could do. It might not be like face to camera.
So you're saying you would send them a Voxer?
Yeah, you're able to like walk through some steps, create a URL with, I'm laughing because we just recorded something about URLs and I didn't know what it stood for. So something locator.
Uniform Resource Locator.
There you go. You create this URL for the Voxer and then you link the Voxer like voice memo and then you link it in your email copy. So you don't have to write like a longer email. You just like write and say, hey, I left you a message about blah, blah, blah. And then you can link them out to listen to it. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
This is smart, but let's get back to this thing. So I love that idea. And when you were talking about repeat customers, I was thinking of watching Shark Tank and how they're always like, well, how many of them are return people? I feel like I've heard that.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you're right. You probably have a lot because people talk a lot about lifetime value of a customer. And I don't know about you, but when someone asks me that, I'm like, I don't really know. For my product, I have a lot of one-off customers, because it's for a special event. But then therein lies the opportunity. It's like, okay, well, then what products can you create for that person in the future for them to purchase from you again. So
Yeah.
all of that kind of aligns. And if you get a review from somebody, they're more likely to remember you and then probably want to purchase from you again if they had a great experience. So
yeah, I love that. And I feel like we could brainstorm other ideas that you could create. But let's come back to testimonials. So you had talked about including quotes from people in the headline on your product listing page. I think that's brilliant because the stat is somewhere around like 80% of people, online buyers, treat a review or a testimonial equal to that of a friend or family member referring them. And I think that's just like, it shows you the power of these testimonials, of the reviews, of the social proof, like they matter. So when it comes to gathering testimonials, there's a few things that I like to recommend people to do. And really it all comes back to like meeting your person where they're at. So you thinking of doing the ad copy, amazing idea. You thinking of sending out an email survey, amazing idea. You thinking of doing the video or the Voxer? No, I'm totally doing this. There's a few different things that I like to do though. I like to offer to have them voice memo me back and forth, which I can do in Instagram DMs, in Voxer. If they have my phone number, we can text and do that. Some people just like to talk it out. And then you can take that and turn it into something. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'll stick with the gathering. So you can do the voice memos. You can do, maybe they just want to text back and forth and just text you in short little blips. Maybe they want to respond in an email. If you're doing it in an email though, be specific with your question. There's a reason you want them to write something for you. Was it that they were like a standout client? Like, what is it that you want them? Do you want them to talk about their experience or like how amazing you were? Like, what is it? Do they have a win to share? And then the last one is doing video or a survey. Actually, you've got video or a survey. Some people like doing video testimonials. Some people are uncomfortable with that. Some people like filling out surveys. And I actually have a resource I'll link here because I created it because I wasn't getting responses back from my people. So I was like, let me figure out how to meet them where they're at. And then I'll give this to them. So that's how I walk through collecting them. And then when it comes to using the testimonials, be creative. If you have a pricing guide, you can add it there. If you have an email sequence, which you should, like a welcome sequence, you can seed in these testimonials in there. Sales pages, of course, like we want to have it in there. Something that I like doing on any website page, but particularly with case study pages, I like having, I'll make a point and then in the copy, and then I will back it up with a testimonial. So I might say, I'm terrible with on the fly examples, but I might say like, you could have something about like, this is my process for making curtains. And then the testimonial will come after that. So-and-so made the best curtains ever. Again, bad example, but you just want to use the testimonials to support your point. So that's how I would gather and use those pieces because your clients say things better than you ever can even like dream up.
Yeah, I like that point that, use testimonials to support your process or your product or whatever it is. That's a really good statement there.
Yeah. So I am curious how it goes with you, maybe like running the ads, like the retargeting ads, or even doing the survey to your email peoples.
Yeah, I am too. And it's fun because like when you're retargeting, the idea is that only a certain number of people are going to be able to see it, So it's like, it's not
like
an
a secret ad.
Yeah, it's not an ad that anybody should be able to see. It should only be the people who like saw the checkout page or whatever. So it will be interesting. And I thought, how fun to make it like personalized, just to get in front of the camera and just say, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Your business means the world to me and to my family. And we hope that, your family is enjoying your collage or your number or whatever, and it would also just mean so much if you had just a few minutes to leave a review for us so that we can continue to grow. And yeah, thanks again, just something like that. But I mean, could you imagine if my face was on the camera going,
it would be so
thank
nice.
you, and it pops up on Facebook because it's a retargeting ad. I mean, that would be so crazy.
I love that. And I would just say too, like, I think that's a wonderful idea, first of all. And again, just like the more specific you can be with questions, the better responses you're going to get. So even when we're asking for reviews for the podcast, we could even be more specific. Like, what's your favorite takeaway? Because that's like the number one thing. People are like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to share. What do you want me to talk about? So be specific, ask your people, follow up, and then go and use those testimonials because they're just going to do so much for your SEO. Thanks for being here with us, friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, Leah of the Podcast Effect. They produce this private podcast. We're very grateful to you. And if you need a private podcast for any reason, make sure you check them out over at thepodcasteffect.com.
Go do it. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
You're well on your way to being the answer to even more Googled questions. Thanks so much for joining us this week.
Have you noticed some SEO wins since listening to SEO Shorts? We want to know. Email us at hello@simpleandsmartseo.com or share it in the episode conversation thread.
Hey guys, this is Crystal, one of your co-hosts from the Simple and Smart SEO Show podcast. If you're looking for a unique, handcrafted way to spruce up your home or office, then collagenwood.com is the perfect place for you. We are a small, woman-owned business that offers a range of beautiful wooden signs for your home or office. Our talented team of artists will work with you to create a sign that perfectly suits your needs. So why wait? Use promo code SIMPLE10 to save 10%. Visit collagenwood.com today. Save 10% with promo code SIMPLE10. That's collagenwood.com.